There we go. Hello, I'm Mike.
Vic, and
You're
you're on
watching METS in Florida.
Florida. How you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. We're back.
We're back to talk about relievers now. We had some good names with the starters, the most legitimate possibilities.
Right.
So now we're ready, and we segued with possibility of having openers and whatnot, and limiting the innings for or watching the innings with DeGrom and Scherzer, which is why we need some reliable relievers.
Right. And my take is I like guys with rubber arms who can go 2 days in a row. We don't have a plethora of those kind of guys. It would be good to get one at least to bridge gap for some other guys, because after about halfway season, we kind of know what we have.
Right.
You know, Diaz is doing great. Lugo has been spotty. He's good, but I think going forward, we can't use him 2 days in a row. That's
Right.
not. We can't use him 2 days in a row. And
Drew Smith's been pretty solid.
yeah, and I think also Seth Lugo might have to be used against the lower part of a lineup,
Yeah.
Until maybe he gets on a streak. And
Yeah, I
then
agree.
buy him, because he's been too iffy.
And then there's Ottavino. I mean, you can't really blame Ottavino for what happened today, because we shouldn't even been in that position. But he's another one.
Yeah. I mean, he's like I said, we got these guys who are, I guess in no pen is good, but there are some relievers out there who are having a really good years that if they were on this staff, they would be our second best reliever.
Yeah, some of them are really good. So
Yeah,
we'll start with the first one on the list is again, interdivision, Anthony Bass. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Good 2.08 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. He's been in there 26 times. Good pitcher. We ain't getting him.
No, he's part of their future. Here's a name. This name was really, people were riding high on him like about 7 or 8 years ago, and he never quite.
Right.
And that's Daniel Bard. Remember he was with the Red Sox? Daniel Bard?
Yes.
I think it was the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And he just never. I mean, he's doing well this year, but he's in the twilight of his career.
Right.
But he's got a 2.05 ERA, 13 out of 15. Something to think about. Veteran.
Yeah, something to think about.
He's got playoff experience being with the Red Sox.
Absolutely. Let me see his numbers. He's up there, but there's a few guys who are up there in age, but
yeah, I don't worry too much about the age when it comes to
what they're
winning
doing
now. Yeah.
37. He's fourth in the National League with 13 saves and 15 opportunities.
Yeah, he's reliable, and he had a really nice ERA and
5 ERA. Like I spoke, he would be the second best reliever.
And that's in Colorado, by the way.
In Colorado, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a name that we can. But like we said before, we got to sweep early. We got to sweep in early. This whole thought about waiting to I know on the seller's part, they want to wait to the end, but we have to be aggressive and know where it's going to go. We
have to make our move.
We got to make a move. We got to start adding pieces. We can't wait 3 weeks from now or whatever it is to add 3 or 4 players. We need help now.
Yeah.
No, we need help.
Just to shore everything up. The next one is.
I would say Bard is on my top 5.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's still good. Joe Barlow, Rangers.
Right-handed pitcher.
Good numbers.
3.22 ERA, 11 saves, 13
He's under control for a while.
Yeah, through 2025. He's got a great slider. Hitters are hitting 192 against him. He's good. I want a little bit better.
He's probably in the low part of the top 10 right now.
Right, because the way I look at it is a little too close to what we have already. I want to get better.
Yeah,
I don't want to add another arm that's similar to what we have. I want to get a little bit better, but in the
I
top
like
10,
his, yeah, and it's true, the 192 is only against the slider. We don't know what it is. That's
exactly.
true. If it was 192 in general, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, I just kind of deep dive on him a little bit. Next guy, Scott Barlow, right-handed pitcher, Royals.
I don't know if they're related.
Yeah. Now that's a hard one. He's 1.63 ERA, 24 appearances. He's under team control to 2024.
Too much.
We might take an overpay for him, so
No, we're not doing that.
yeah, I'm not sure about that. But he's in my top 10. It's a surprise. There's some of these names that have not been talked about a lot. So.
Yeah, no, I like that we're bringing up names that people don't really talk about. David Bednar of the Pirates.
Now he's been
Right-handed.
talking.
Not bad.
About him, I don't want any of our competitors to get him.
He's one of the ones you like.
Yeah, 2.23 ERA last year in 61 games. So this is not a fluke. And this year he's better at 1.14 ERA, 25 games. He's not arbitration eligible until 2024. So we have under control, which we have to think about going forward because we have a lot of relievers for free agents.
They're going to ask for stuff though for him.
Yeah, they're going to ask for stuff. I'm not.
But you put him in your top 5 though.
I put him in my top 5 for relievers. Absolutely. Yep. Okay. Next name.
Brock Burke. Left-hander for Texas.
Now, this guy, I don't know that much about him, but the numbers jump out. And the Rangers are not doing good. So
he's having like an Aaron Loop type year.
Yep. 25 years old, 0.83 ERA in 32 and 2/3 innings. He throws 95 to 97. Fastball, nasty 86-mile-an-hour slider. And he's got a changeup.
And he's only 25, so he's still perfecting his game.
Yep, he's in my top 5, considering the fact that in the system, we do have some relievers coming up, but they're probably, even though they're a little older, they could move fast. But why have to hope when we can get something right now? And we don't have a lefty reliever who throws that hard. So that would be a welcome.
That would be amazing.
We have
that's like a Randy Myers type of pitcher.
Right, because we do have deceptive guys that look like they throw harder than they really do.
Right.
And like we said before, I don't see Shreve making this team.
He's getting exposed now.
Yeah, he's getting exposed big time. And Rodriguez might stay on, but you got to use him in only certain circumstances.
Yeah, he's doing well, but like his ERA is going down. But it depends on when you use him.
Yeah. So I would put that guy. I would put him in my top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely to the radar kind of guy.
Hey, here's a guy that you said you think is a little overrated. He was a big name last year, another lefty. He was a Cub in one time, Andrew Chafin.
Andrew Chafin. A lot of people clamoring for him. I was one of them. Left-handed hitters are hitting 231 against him. But in this age now where you have to pitch 3, that's part of the equation, but not all of it. And he has the ERA of 3.5. So similar to what we have already.
Yeah, nothing like, you don't want to say dime a dozen, but you see a lot of that right now.
Yeah, too much of that. And I'm looking at some of the better bullpens. I've seen many bullpens with guys with ERAs in the 2s. We have 3, Diaz, Ottavino, and Smith. And then the other guys are 3.5 and higher. We need another guy in the lower one. So if I can't make a deal for the other guy, he's better than Shreve. As long as it don't cost me a lot, I would get him. I would have to have him just outside my top 5 though. Top 10, but just outside my top.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. That's a good place for him.
Yeah.
The next one is another Rocky, a right-hander named Alex Colomé.
Yeah.
Good numbers.
Yeah, and he's set up and he's closed, which is good. But we talked about having
3 out of 4 in
that one
saves.
B closer. When you get into those games, if you go extra innings or Diaz is not available, we have to have that one B closer.
Yep.
So
2.22 ERA, 25 appearances,
save 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. I mean, shoot, not bad. Where would you put him?
I have to dig a little deeper as
Dig
far
deeper,
as
right? See what.
fastball strikeout ratio. I'm not sure. I have to look a little bit more on him. I would take him in my top 10
Okay.
because he has been consistent for a while.
Here's a name. Yeah, he has. No, and again, the Colorado still putting up those kind of numbers is impressive. Here's a name we've heard for a long time with the Marlins, and he hit Lindor in the face this year. Steve Cishek. Cishek.
Yeah, I say pass.
I have no desire.
Yeah,
At
no-
one time, sure, but not now.
I am not crazy about lefties. I mean, not lefties. I'm sorry, side armors, whether they're righties or lefty.
Right.
They typically, at least nowadays,
Yeah.
don't have a long shelf life.
Gone are the days of Dan Quisenberry, Terry Leach, Kent Tekulve,
I was about to say Kenta Colby.
Raleigh Fingers. Who am I missing?
Oh,
Those kind of guys.
he has one side armor. He was a slinger. He was a starter. He was a great starter for a little while, and then he became a really good reliever. John Candelaria.
Yes. And that was one of Keith Hernandez's hardest pitchers. He always says, "Oh, he was so hard."
Yeah, because he
He's
looked like he
tough.
was behind you.
Yeah.
No,
Those days are over. You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, it's like I'm not crazy about it. But for me, every time I see him, I'm always wincing when I see relievers because it always seems that either
Jeff Ennis was one.
very few is like they can live down in the zone with low velocity because if they miss and they come up, bye-bye,
Yeah, it's over.
it's gone.
Yeah.
And if they're missing with low, any good hitter is just gonna lay off of it.
Oh yeah, right. Of course.
Just waiting for it's like, okay, unless the guy is really aggressive and he's trying to put up numbers, they're gonna just, if they're a patient team, they're like, oh, we're just gonna get walked. He's not getting anything over. We're just waiting for that one pitch that he elevates and it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Next one is an interdivision pitcher, Carl Edwards Jr. of the Nationals, right-hander, 344, 093 whip, 9 hits in 18 innings.
Again, more of the same,
Yeah, I gotcha. Plus, he's in a division. I don't know if it's even
bullpen. We have gone too many times with we need extra arms. No, we don't. We need a difference maker.
Yeah. Extra arms don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
All bullpens have extra arms.
Yeah.
Here's a familiar name in the Cespedes trade, Michael Fulmer.
Right. Let's see.
2.35 ERA, 24 strikeouts, 10 walks,
12 hits, 23 innings. A little bit more of a strikeout in inning. Not much of a strikeout pitcher. I don't know how durable he is. If he's a rubber arm, I would have to see the stats more. If he can go multiple innings, or he can go multiple days in a row,
yeah,
he's in my top 5.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it would only be fitting he started with us.
If he can do that, he's in my top 5.
Yeah,
that's value. Even though he's not a high strikeout guy, if he can pitch,
you don't need that. He's economical.
Yeah, if he can do that 2 days in a row, he's got enough of a rubber arm, then he's valuable. So that's really I don't know that much. We have to.
He's got a good strikeout to walk ratio, and I like that he's only allowed 12 hits in 23 innings.
So he's controlling his stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't want to add another guy to this mix that is pitch him today, you can't pitch him tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true.
We need a guy who can do that. Who can
like
a guy who can go 2 days in a row, maybe off a day, and then come back for another day.
Yeah.
As opposed to 2 days in a row and you lost him for the next 2 days.
That's true. Well, we know that feeling.
Here's
a guy. I'm sorry. What was that?
We have that already.
We have it. Now, here's a guy. He was a Red. He's a native of, I think he's from Long Island, if I'm not mistaken. He was in a couple of fights.
Yes.
Remember? Amir Garrett. Remember when he was with the Reds?
Yep.
I forget who the
Lefty,
fight was with, but I know there was a big to-do there.
I don't remember.
Um,
But
who?
I don't remember who we had to fight.
About 3 years ago.
Right.
Um, he's doing good.
Lefties are only hitting .091, 2 for 22.
But here's the thing, we're not gone are the days of the specialists because of the 3-batter rule.
That's the thing. Is like it's great for the lefties, but
I mean, I like him. I
Yeah.
like his attitude. I like that he's a,
yeah. And just to name it throughout,
on the fringe.
on the fringe of a top 10.
Yeah, I go there.
Okay. Next
All
one.
right, the next one is a Cub.
Mikael Givens.
Givens, yeah, I guess. And he's a
Right-hander.
right-hander, 12 strikeouts per 9, a 1, but the whip is a little high.
Yeah, it is.
That
It
whip is high.
That is. I like his
So-
strikeouts per 9 at 12, but the whip is a little high.
But that's in between walking the bases loaded or loading the bases. That's the only problem.
Right. That's why I was like outside my top 10.
Yeah. Jeff Hoffman.
Red.
Never heard of him.
I hadn't heard of him either, until just recently, but
Not much information there.
yeah, he's wild. Great
Is
arm.
he?
Wild, yeah.
And he's a righty. I mean,
Yeah, so I'll pass.
here's a name, Danny Jimenez, another Oakland A, 10 and 12.
And see,
ERA is higher though, not horrible, but it's
6 hits per 9.
again nothing spectacular.
Spectacular. I got to pass.
No. Here's a veteran name, Ian Kennedy.
But again, depth.
There was a
not-
time, but now it's not the time.
It's not really a difference maker.
No, not anymore.
Unless you think outside the box and you get him and use one of your other depth pieces with another trade chip,
Yep,
or somebody bigger.
yep.
That's just
Yeah, I mean, and I do like that it's an experience matters because in the end it does, but again, like you said.
Right.
Jorge Lopez, Orioles.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a year.
Yeah,
Let me see, 0.93 ERA, 27 appearances,
9 out of 11.
9 out of 11. How did he blow to with a 0.93 ERA?
Could have been errors, could have been
Yeah.
bad luck, whatever you want to call
looks
it.
good. For this year, he's in my top 5 sleeper.
Yeah, I like him. Next is the lead singer of Coldplay, Chris Martin of the Cubs, and he was part of the Braves championship,
Yeah,
but he's been hit hard. Look at his ERA,
yeah,
5.09.
yeah, 509.
No, we'll pass.
I was laughing and said he's a strike thrower. But what good is it if they freaking kill him all over the place?
Yeah, he throws strikes. You see him over the plate out of the park. I like that he's got a ring, but again, plus the fact that he already pitched in the National League East, you don't want to do, that's a risk. That's another thing you got to consider. What if these guys were already in the National League East recently?
Yeah, that's why some of these guys that I like are coming from the American League. There's a little bit of mystery.
Yeah, right. Even if it's another division, that's fine. But if they've been recently in the East,
Yeah,
it's kind of a risk.
it's good to
Because
have
here's the thing, even with Chris Bassett, where's he struggled?
right.
Against what teams? The
West.
West. The West. And even though it's National League, it's those interleague games.
Yeah,
That's what's doing it.
it's like one of those things is that you have to just. I always like surprises going into the playoffs, like pitcher that people are not familiar with,
Yep.
or hitter who's just hot and nobody really knows how to pitch him yet.
Yeah, right. They haven't figured him out yet. Here's a name that we hear a lot. He's a good closer, decent closer, Mark Melanson.
Mark Melanson. Yeah,
But he's struggling this year.
Yeah, his ERA is over 6.
For the longest time, I thought it was pronounced Melancone.
For the longest time, I thought it was, and I was like Melanson. I was like, how is that Melanson?
That's interesting.
Yeah,
But
okay.
he was good when he was with the Pirates. I think he was with the Braves.
Yeah,
He was good,
It's
but this year he's struggling.
he might be one of those guys that somebody takes a fly on and he gets a flyer on and he gets hot.
It could be a change of scenery.
Yeah, but I don't really want to.
I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Here's a good one that's been. He used to be I believe he used to be a Ray, and that's Matt Moore.
Not more.
Right? Wasn't he a Ray at one time?
Mhm.
I think he was hurt that one year though.
But they use them mostly against lefties. Tampa, they've used them like that, but Rangers actually using them the same way. 2.54 ERA in 20 games.
I gotta say the Rangers have some nice pieces. You notice? I'm
Yeah,
seeing a lot of Rangers.
the thing about Matt Moore though, he has control problems.
Yeah,
I don't want to chance
it
that.
says it right there. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to chance that.
254. The ERA is good, but you're right. I mean,
Yeah. The worst thing, one of the most aggravating thing is a reliever comes in, walks the first guy on 4 pitches or 5 pitches.
yeah,
God,
70% of those guys score.
Yep.
Willie Peralta, another Tiger. Again,
Other people 5 per 9. That's a lot.
that's a lot. The ERA is good, but the walks, the field independent pitching, if you're into that, is little. It's okay, but again, the walks are the concern.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
We don't need that. Yeah, Tanner Rainey.
Rainey. Throws hard, high 90s, 3.20 ERA.
7 out of 10. He's
Going
getting
through
better with the command.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Again,
pass.
though, inter division,
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
rainy
Matt.
day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you sent that one twice. All right. Here's
Erasmus,
Erasmo Ramirez, but he's not another national, and
almost
he's
a 5
not.
ERA. Yeah.
No, we'll pass.
He's a contact pitcher. Forget it. Pass. Next.
He's a guy from the Yankees lore, David Robertson.
He's in my top 5. He's
He's still good, man.
still doing it.
Oh,
Look at that. Like 1.59 ERA, 32 strikeouts in 22 innings. Yes. Sign me up for that.
so he's definitely in the top 5. And here's a name blast from the past, Sergio Romo. But we're not going to go there, I don't think.
Yeah, slider is good, but he's coming to the end of his career. I'm not too familiar about the next guy on the list, right?
Tony Santillan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at his ERA in
Yeah, it's
April.
horrible.
I mean, he got better in May, but he's struggling. He's a
Yeah.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
pass on him.
We'll pass on him.
Just a few more. Gregory Soto, another lefty for the Tigers. He's having a great year, so they're probably going to ask for a lot.
1.96 ERA, 13 saves and 14 opportunities. And he's arbitration eligible for the first time next year. So he's
So
available.
they might, he's someone to consider, no?
Yeah. So he's in my top 10. I
Yeah.
would consider it
Yeah.
for this year.
This one I never heard. Josh Stallmont.
Royals, fastball 97 and 99 miles an hour, heartbreaking,
82 curve.
with the spin in the 80th percentile. He's got a 3.38 ERA. He's arbitration eligible next year, so
Sounds like he's improving, but
he is just kind of a young guy.
yeah, it just needs to be refined.
Yeah, so I don't know, he might be one of these off-season acquisitions more.
Yeah. And the
No.
last one is almost reminds me of the golfer,
Golfer,
Lou Trevino.
you
Lee Trevino.
Or it reminds me of a former all-time, way in the back, Met catcher, Alex Trevino.
Alex Trevino. Yeah. He's not related to the Yankees Trevino, is he? Are they?
I don't know.
He could be distant cousins or something. Alex Trevino, yeah. So Lou Trevino, right-hander for the A's. He's having a really rough year.
Yeah.
But he's a strikeout pitcher, but he's striking out guys in between giving up hits and runs.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
So we have an idea of who we like. I know
It's
David
funny,
Robertson's up
I just
there.
mentioned Alex Trevino, and he was, I guess Mets always been guilty of this, overhyping some
Oh
people.
yeah,
He was overhyped. That's another video down in future, folks, because we'll have
overhyped play. Yeah,
players,
So in review,
under the radar players too.
a lot of B. We like Daniel Bard. We like the two Bard. We like Scott Barlow, David Bednar, Burke, Brock Burke, and the last one, Fulmer maybe, but the one you just mentioned was Jorge Lopez.
Yes.
And the most recent name we saw that we liked was
you said David Robinson.
yeah, Robinson. He's your big one. That's the one. Yeah. So we got some good ones there.
Yep. And
Got to think outside the box.
Is a wild card. The wild card being May, which May shows up.
Yeah, because he could be great or he could be not so great.
The thing we noticed last year that he was great in the beginning when he was not used. He does kind of have a rubber arm.
Oh yeah.
But the arm only really counts if you are successful in back-to-back.
Yes, and don't get so frustrated that you want to throw it through the wall, like you said. Don't throw.
I love his intensity.
I love it.
Love that because it's like I can feel what he's feeling.
The frustration. Yeah.
But I noticed with him, it's just like small doses. The guy can light up.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a catch-22. If you don't pitch him enough, he's wild.
Yeah.
If you pitch him too much, he's wild in the strike zone.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he gets knocked around.
Yeah. So he's either walking the first two guys and then get out of the inning. Maybe he might strike out the side. He might get the first two guys on, strike out the side.
Yeah.
Or he is getting hard outs. Like they're hitting him hard and he's getting.
Yeah, he's not deceiving them.
Yeah, it's like one of those two he ends up being. Maybe he just needs to throw more pitches in the bullpen. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
not be so hyped up. Who knows? I
don't know.
You know who knows? But
I still think he's got talent. He's got a place on this team if he just
got a place. You just got to use him and really, Buck really didn't get to really experience him much. So
no.
So it's going to be what does he do with him? How does he bring him in?
Yeah.
I think like I said, we already seen these guys. We know who are high leverage guys. Doesn't mean they're the best.
Right.
Want to use, but the best that we have at this point. We need to move two people back.
Yeah.
We need to get one on the high side of the bullpen that could semi-close with
Diaz.
Or close if we have to bring in Diaz, like Buck has, brought him in on the seventh inning.
In the eighth inning, yeah, which I love.
If we have that other guy, that's one. And then we have to have another guy who is nothing in the back, but somebody who's going to push Lugo and Seth back a notch.
Yeah.
Because then everybody getting pushed back. Now we got a deep bullpen because we pushed back because we got two other pitchers who are there pushing everybody back.
Right.
I like that. If I had to go, I want for once to get some high leverage arms in there. If I had to choose, I would do that and get me a middle of the line starter. There is no perfect on this one.
No.
But maybe a fourth starter in there. I know you're keeping your fingers crossed, and we don't know if we're hoping that we have DeGrom and Scherzer for the whole thing. But if we get another pitcher, we can go the 6-man rotation.
And then you mentioned McGill in there. Peterson went like for the other part. I mean,
I think McGill has got to go in the bullpen.
The depth is exactly. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I think he's had two injuries this year. That means that workload. I think we have to look at him next year as not as a starter, but maybe as a dominant reliever. Because for this year, we got to look at him as a dominant reliever and not a starter, unfortunately. It's just like he got the stuff, but that arm is not being.
He's got the mentality for it.
Does have the mentality for it, but it's just like what we have seen, we thought he was getting over the hump because he was getting into the 7th inning. But what we didn't know was the havoc it was causing on his body.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's no way for anybody to tell, until they
No,
do it.
and you would never know by looking at him that he was in pain until he finally said,
Exactly. So I think we know that now that he's good in short term. So, he either could be a dominant swingman or a dominant middle reliever.
super reliable reliever
Yep.
who could be an opener even, like you said.
Yep. Or depending on how it shakes out rest of this year or whatever, it could be a dominant top of the bullpen with Diaz.
Like the setup man.
Right.
Yeah, I have semi-closer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great piece to have.
Yeah.
He really is a great piece to have. So.
Valuable.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. So it's like
everything else about him is great.
Right.
He's got a bit of that Nolan Ryan in him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of,
Definitely.
Yeah, I could see that. So that's going to help him in the long run.
Yeah.
But these two last videos, I think we have some great possibilities. The hitters the other day we did. I'm excited because I know we have an ownership and a management that's going to go after these guys.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are going to be in Mets uniforms in the next month.
Yes, some of these guys will be. Let's hoping and
But we're not just like spinning in the wind, like shooting in the dark.
we just gotta see what's the best way to go about it to get the biggest, highest quality.
Yeah, without giving up too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good, man.
Working the phones right now and who is the best hitters and just best hitters, best relievers, best starters that you can afford.
Yeah, it's true.
If push comes to shove, what? Okay, here's a question. And let's hear it from our viewers what they would say. Let's hear your comments out there. If you had to rate, we know the three things: a hitter, a starter, and a reliever. Which is number one on your list, 2, and 3?
Your priority, right?
Okay, your priorities, and with the amount of prospect and player and a major league roster's capital, where are you going to spend most of it? If you don't have enough, they could surprise me, but if you don't have enough to have a dominant hitter, starter, and reliever, if you don't, only 2 of the 3, which 2 of the 3 you're going to spend it on?
That's true. Yeah, you can look at it that way too.
Kind of look at it that way.
Yep. Something for them to think about, something for everyone to think about.
So let's hear it from everyone.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your input.
Yeah, what you think, and discuss this a little bit more. We've also come up with, there's some other names that have come up as far as potential. We already covered it as far as hitters. But as I mentioned to you off air, we might have to start looking for 2 hitters, one for the DH, but since they like that flexibility, someone who we might have to go to platoon with Escobar.
Yeah, it's looking like that right now, for sure.
And Beatty's not ready.
He's not there yet.
Not there yet. I wish he was. Maybe there's a chance if they can't come up with it, but somebody good enough stick who could play third. There's a couple of names. We'll touch on that.
We'll dive deeper into that in the coming week or so.
We'll talk about infielders and a couple other names that have come up as far as potential people that we didn't cover in the last video as far as DH.
Yep.
So anything to make this team better.
Whatever it takes, because we're so close right now.
Yeah, because it's like, right now, Yankees looking unbeatable. Right now, everybody's beatable.
Yes, and it's still a long way to go.
A long way to go. Let's see how we can make this team the best team we can for this year.
Yep. And another way we can make this team the best is by supporting them by saying on three, 1, 2, 3.
Let's
Let's go
go
Mets.
Mets.
Thank you all. And don't forget to like and subscribe.